Hey everyone, Eric on Paper, and I'm Eric, and I'm really excited to show off this piece because it's part of the Instagram poll I did of what characters you wanted to see. I put two of them together in a head-to-head poll. It was Solid Snake versus Sonic, and the winner was, well, if you can read the title, it gives it away, it's Sonic, requested by Brandon 2004 Roberts. So I'm going to create this piece, we're going to talk about how I did it, and then what's coming up next. So I remembered playing a lot of the Sonic games as a kid, and particularly on the Genesis. Then I didn't really follow the series for a while, and one of the first things I had to do was look up reference for Sonic, and oh my god, do not look at the fan art. I will say, however this turned out, it will not be the worst thing, worst fan art produced of Sonic that's ever existed. But anyway, found out that there was the original design that I was used to, and then a different take on him, a more modernized one. And me being me, went with the original one that I was used to. And what was interesting is figuring out, okay, this character is not like anything I'm really used to drawing. He doesn't have like the same muscle structure of a traditional superhero or supervillain or anything like that, and I had to think a lot more cartoony and just following along with shapes and the fact that his hands are extremely oversized, for example. And the legs, as you will see, I had the hardest time with. I just couldn't get them right for the longest time. So when that happens, when I'm looking at a character I'm not super familiar with, like, of course I know who Sonic is and played the games, and I even remember watching the old cartoon show, but just went back, realized that his legs were this kind of red and white blur, so I did that. Went from there. Now I want to do something a little different with the color to make it more like a sprite. Microns come in multiple color shades, so I use them to outline the appropriate parts, like black for the gloves and nose, but then a blue micron for the blue parts of his body, brown for the edges of his skin, green for the environment, red for his shoes, things like that. And I think it turned out pretty interestingly in the final result, plus it's kind of interesting to see a different style or a different color of ink go down. But that's just me being kind of an inking nerd. And, okay, so cleaning everything up, I decided not to go in with colored pencils this time and just let the Copics stand on their own, because really one of the things I absolutely love about the old Sonic games, and really just about old games in general, or I should say retro is a more polite term, is the boldness of the colors, and that's something I can really get with a Copic marker, as opposed to a Copic marker with a colored pencil, which adds a more painterly effect. And even though a lot of the Sonic box art may have been brushed on, like airbrushed, that's not really what I was going for. But if any of you think it looks awesome and I got that effect, yeah, okay, I'll take it. One tip here to add some dimensionality beyond the foreshortening of his hand in front of his face is adding a heavy shadow from under his chin to onto his body, and then adding shadows from underneath his eyelids around his eye. Really helps the eyes themselves pop. And of course, determining where your light source is, I just wanted it simple and coming down from above and a little bit from behind him. So when I'm working on that, I tend to work from light to dark. I noticed that I would try to work from dark to light and then color over it with a lighter color, and it led to this weird splotching effect on another piece, so don't do that. And whenever I'm rendering reds, Copic markers leave this really beautiful red color, but the problem is it can almost look like a Baroque painting, and if you really don't want that effect and to liven things up, just put in a bunch of orange, or at least one shade of orange in with your red. It really spices things up. Now, for the grass, one thing I realized on the left side more than the right, and I think the left side's a little more successful in this piece, but was to shade the grass in the direction that the camera is moving. And what I mean by that is, like, I'm imagining, like, if we were filming Sonic, for example, he'd be on the back of a truck, or the camera would be on the back of a truck, he'd be coming at us, so the grass would be blurring away from us. So that's how I should shade the piece to reinforce that idea of motion, that idea of movement. And hopefully you enjoyed Sonic. So yeah, kind of an interesting challenge. Not really super... I'm not really much of a cartoonist, I don't think. I did have fun experimenting in the style. Let me know who you want to see in the comments below, and I will put up another poll on Instagram. I will get to all these characters, of course, but it's just a matter of when. I just got a really cool commission to draw Link, so I'm going to be doing that one as well. And yeah, just let me know down below what you want to see. And I am also planning on doing an interesting Spider-Man 4 video dealing with things like fight choreography and how you storyboard a fight scene and plan that out. And there won't be any spoiler alerts, but I think it will be a lot of fun. That should be coming out in maybe 2 weeks, give or take. And in the meantime, keep telling your stories.